Good morning, Taiwan, and thank you for sharing your day with us. I am Louisa Lee. 早安，你好，欢迎收看 Louisa 报报，每天给你最新奇、最有趣的新闻。First, the news in the U.S. Thousands of demonstrators continue to contribute to the traffic snarls in downtown Chicago on the second day of the NATO summit that began on Sunday. While the leaders are meeting about turning control of Afghanistan over to its own security force and withdrawing the troops from the country by 2014, the people in Chicago are protesting nearby, marching down the streets to voice their opposition against the government's war and economic policies. At least 45 people have been arrested. 超过60位各国领袖齐聚在芝加哥参加北约峰会，主要讨论阿富汗的问题。同时，参加的领袖们也默哀1分钟，向全球在战争中丧命的人致意。
Remembering NATO forces killed in Afghanistan as world leaders meet in Chicago to define the path out of the country. President Barack Obama, seen here with NATO Secretary General Anders Rasmussen, is hosting the two-day summit, where, if things go as planned, could pave the way for foreign troops to move to more of a support role, with Afghan forces taking over. What this means is that most of the 130,000 NATO troops in the country could be gone by the end of 2014. Doing so without triggering fears of a rush for the exits will be tricky. Obama met with Afghan President Hamid Karzai earlier in the day.
There will be hard days ahead, but we're confident that we are on the right track, and what this NATO summit reflects is that the world is behind the strategy that we've laid out.
The president praised the strength of the Afghan people.
So long as they're reflecting that resilience and that hope for a better future, they will have a friend in the United States of America. So, President Karzai, welcome.
Still, the message was clear.
Afghanistan reaffirmed its commitment to the transition process and to the completion of it in 2013. And the completion of withdrawal of our partners in 2014, so that Afghanistan is no longer a burden on the shoulder of our friends in the international community.
French President François Hollande has stated he will stick with his campaign pledge to withdraw troops by the end of the year, a move Washington fears could prompt others to follow suit. High security around McCormick Place, the site of the venue, and after police arrested 3 men earlier in the week who they say were plotting to attack sites in the city.
And now turning to other news, Bee Gees singer Robin Gibb said goodbye to the world on Sunday at the age of 62 after losing the arduous fight against cancer. The family of the music legend, who made monumental accomplishments with his brothers Maurice and Barry with disco music, has made the announcement with great sadness. 英国的 Bee Gees 乐团主唱 Robin Gibb 在与癌症长期对抗后不幸病逝，他的家人透过声明宣布他的死讯，加上知名女歌手 Donna Summer 也在最近过世，让娱乐界连续失去2位传奇明星，令人惋惜。The sad news was made public on Robin Gibb's official website on Sunday by his family. Gibb, who formed the disco group The Bee Gees in 1958 with his brothers Barry and Maurice, passed away at the age of 62 at 10:47 a.m. in England. The singer was struggling with colon and liver cancer for some time and was in a coma at one point in the weeks before his death after suffering from pneumonia in April. The Bee Gees rose to international stardom in the 1970s with hook-laden disco hits, including Staying Alive, How Deep Is Your Love, and Night Fever, selling more than 200 million albums around the globe. The Saturday Night Fever, the original soundtrack, was a turning point of their career, with the tunes still familiar in the ears of the masses 40 years later. And another star in the same genre, singer Donna Summer, also died recently of lung cancer at 63, delivering a second devastating blow to fans who are fond of dance hits. And actor Will Smith is breathing hard after trying his hand at different sports with the Olympic hopefuls in London. During the meeting with the most fitted men and women in the country, Smith confesses that he's never really been athletic despite his macho roles on the big screen. 伦敦奥运2个月后就要举行，正在为星际战警3宣传的影星 Will Smith 也抽空参加英国的奥运代表队的练习，为他们加油打气。
Hollywood star Will Smith is taking some time out during his promotional tour for the latest Men in Black movie to show off his athletic skills. Will Smith joined an Olympic workout with British Olympic hopefuls, including Drew Sullivan, captain for the GB basketball team, hurdler Perry Shake Strayton, super heavyweight boxer Anthony Joshua, and triple jumper Yamile Eldama. Sports fan Smith enjoyed shooting some hoops, jumping or better dancing the hurdles, and throwing a few punches.
If I were competing, you know, I do have an affinity for basketball, but I love boxing. You know, when I did Ali, as every actor who does a boxing movie, hey, I could do this professionally. You know, I really loved the art of boxing, and I liked how I felt, and I liked, you know, of course I was playing Ali, so my mind was in a different space, but there's nothing like that boxing ring.
Even though Will Smith earned an Oscar nomination for his portrayal of boxing legend Muhammad Ali, the 43-year-old said he doubts he would stand a chance against Team GB's Anthony Joshua in the ring.
Listen, I put my hand on his back, and I was like, damn, it was like stone. I was like, man, listen, I've got to stay friends with this dude.
And while Smith certainly had the cheers on his side, the sparring Olympic workout even takes a toll on some of the Hollywood's greatest.
And for the third time around, we have the same superheroes sitting on top of the box office, besting any other films that come in sight, including the new action flick Battleship. 复仇者联盟连续3周拿下北美票房冠军，让其他新片进榜的片子，包括高成本拍摄的超级战舰，都相形失色，只赚进2530万美元。
The superheroes continue to dominate the box office for a third weekend in a row as the Avengers held on firmly to the #1 spot, breaking more records in the process. Avengers raked in $55 million on its third weekend, reaching the second largest third weekend gross in history, trailing only the $68.5 million of Avatar. Overseas, the Avengers banked another $56 million in its fourth round for a $111.1 million global weekend. The international ticket sale has rocketed to 723.3 million, bringing the worldwide tally to a staggering 1.18 billion. The Avengers has climbed to the fourth spot on the all-time global list, just behind Avatar, Titanic, and the final Harry Potter. Audiences were not very excited about the new releases as the big-budget Battleship suffered a poor opening with $25.3 million at second place. Costing at least $209 million to produce, the sci-fi actioner failed to impress critics and audiences as its reviews were mostly negative. Still, Battleship opened a month earlier in international markets where it found more success, earning $226.8 million outside North America. Battleship is expected to finish at around $325 million, which is just a break-even ticket sale for Universal. The Sacha Baron Cohen comedy The Dictator failed to match the comedian's past performances as they raked in only $24.5 million at number 3 since its debut last Wednesday. Dictator tells the story of a North African dictator who risked his life to ensure that democracy would never come to the country he so lovingly oppressed. Reviews were mostly good, but not good enough to please its viewers, as he received a troubling C grade from Cinema Score. Dark Shadows plummeted 57% to an estimated $12.8 million at number 4 in its second weekend. That brought the movie's 10-day total to $50.9 million, and Tim Burton and Johnny Depp's vampire soap opera revival is unlikely to end up with more than $100 million. The all-star pregnancy comedy What to Expect When You're Expecting debuted in 5th place with $10.5 million. Even with a star-studded cast, including Cameron Diaz, Jennifer Lopez, and Elizabeth Banks, the film received more negative reviews than positive ones, as audiences gave it a B- cinema score.
And that's it for this edition. I am Louisa Lee, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Meanwhile, stay with CTS for the latest weather update and for more top stories.